we can honor those who died in Vietnam, the 58,000 who never got the proper coming home that they should have gotten. Many people say that was because of many things. I say it was Hollywood and our media. We should honor every veteran that fights in any war or conflict that this country is involved in. And I just pray, Lord, that you would bring peace, that your Holy Spirit would comfort each and every one of them and their families as they live on as proud Americans. It's in Jesus' holy name we pray. Amen. Amen.
Please remain standing with our colors in place. Hand salute. 2. Please join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated. First of all, let me say how humbled I am.
Hey, people.
First of all, let me say how humbled I am to be standing here before all of you. Because of the sacrifices you made, my family lives in freedom. I want to thank my wife. They say behind every man is a good woman. Well, on this particular thing, I actually had 2 good women behind me. I had my wife and I had CJ Metcalf. She put this together. She was phenomenal through it. For that, we owe her an applause. Next, I want to thank the American Legion Post 103 for the support of letting us do this. The volunteers in the kitchens, the auxiliary volunteering, department photographer Albert coming here to take photos, and the Sea Cadets. Special place in my heart with my grandson is the Sea Cadet. So, and the commanding officer, a fellow Navy chief, go Navy. And the dignitaries, Stephen, Mayor, your husband, retired. I thank you all for attending today's ceremony, not service, ceremony. The bar, we're getting ready to eat. We're going to provide you a wonderful dinner. There's prime rib and there's rotisserie chicken, your choice. The bar will remain open until we start the ceremony. Once we start the ceremony, the bar will be closed so that we have less interruptions. If you want a drink, the window right here, feel free to get it. If you want a soda, the cooler's over there. Help yourselves. Is everybody hungry? The one thing this post is known for is their prime rib. And I could not think of a better way to recognize our Vietnam veterans then with a nice piece of prime rib. A little thank you from the Post 103. At this time, I'm going to ask, hey Barry, at this time, I'm going to ask that the kitchen staff serve the dignitaries and the head table. And then if you would, start with this table back here and just work your way through table by table so that it flows. Is all I'm asking, please. Let's do it organized. And I ask everybody to enjoy your lunch. At this time, we will have lunch. Amongst us is a true hero. Many heroes, but today we are honored to have a Medal of Honor recipient. Leroy Petry, will you stand up, please?
First of all, I'm the one that's honored to be here with all of you. Today's a special day for you, our Vietnam veterans and your families who sacrificed so much. Sorry I couldn't make it to the wall. I was at the Heritage Museum, and by the time I got there, it was over. But I knew that if I came here, I would find some of you. And I live up in Washington State. I'm headed out tomorrow, but I can't express where I would rather be today than breaking bread and sharing camaraderie with you all. Our generation, the younger generation, is treated so well because of your sacrifices, but because of what you endured, both in Vietnam and unfortunately what you had to endure coming back home. And because many of you vowed to never let another generation be treated like that again, it's because of your sacrifices that we have the great life that we have, and we're going to continue to uphold that legacy and pass that on to the next generation. Because when we joined, that's what we were doing, is following in your footsteps where you provided the freedom, our rights, and our way of life as we grew up as children. So an honor for me to be here, and I just want to say thank you again and welcome home.
I gotta say that's a hard act to follow. Okay, I'm gonna turn it over to Punta Mayor Dr. Leroy. Thank you, Petry. And she's gonna get out your tickets because she's gonna first strong.
Joey, runners. Can we get runners here?
Come on, guys.
Easy, that's one of your runners?
Yep. Okay, so I'll get all the numbers.
Pay attention.
Okay, is everybody ready? Okay. So see let me know that if you receive a gift, if you're the winner and you don't want it, it will go back into being drawn again. So if you don't want it, instead of just taking it home and putting it in a closet, she's asking that you just return it back to her, okay? So the ticket number is 105-7510. And can you raise your hand and we're gonna have one of the cadets run it to you. 105-7510. Going once? Okay. That one? Maybe.
Whereas in 1967, 500,000 American troops served in South Vietnam. And whereas we embrace the responsibility to help and support our Vietnam veterans and their families. And we remember the more than 58,000 who were memorialized on the black granite wall that we have a replica of here in Gorda. We pay tribute to those men and women. And whereas we continue to show our respect for those we lost during that tumultuous time, now therefore we proclaim that March 25 shall be known in all of Charlotte County as National Vietnam Remembrance Day. I want to give this to the commander. And the comment I was going to share, in '77 I was up in New England and was a founding member of the Vietnam Veterans Association. I mentioned this morning. A dozen of us marched behind the American flag next to City Hall, and we were spit at. Times have changed, and I think our attitudes have changed to a large degree, and the country has changed. Thank you all for your service. God bless you all. Thank you.
I'll be in touch.
Take care of it.
And I'm honored to share a few words with you today. More than 2.5 million Americans served during the Vietnam War, on the ground, in the air, and at sea. Their courage under fire and commitment to duty reflect the best of American character. Historians may continue to debate the legacy of the war, but one thing will never change. America owes a lasting debt to every man and woman who answered the call to serve. You returned home to a divided nation. Some turned their backs on you, but you never turned your back on your country. You stood tall, held the flag high, and showed us what honor looks like. Even as some disrespected your service and cast down the flag, Vietnam veterans continued to carry the stars and stripes. As a fellow veteran, I salute you. You set the standard of service and excellence for those who came after you. You taught us that freedom is never free, and that valor often carries a cost. Through your strength, our nation found its way forward. To every Vietnam veteran hero today, your legacy of courage, patriotism, and sacrifice will live on in the hearts of your fellow Americans. On behalf of a grateful country, thank you. May God bless you, your families, and our great nation.
Thank you, Congressman Stubbe, a fellow veteran. And coming up now is Darla Vient. She is the constituent representative for Congressman Stubbe. You deserve. She goes to bat for you. Real quick, I had a 57-year-old veteran who they pulled all of his teeth. And they told him it was going to be 7 months before he got his permanent teeth. He was eating horrible food. His health was going downhill. I took him and I went to her office, which is downtown Punta Gorda in the old courthouse. And he signed a what do you call that? A release of information or a privacy statement. Ladies and gentlemen, he had his teeth in 4 weeks. So I now turn this over to Darla.
Thank you, CJ. Thank you for inviting me here. It's an honor to be here this afternoon to speak with you. And just to add one more story to CJ's, I also had a gentleman who was supposed to be seen by the doctor after he'd gotten out of the hospital. And he was told by the VA that it was going to be, what, a month? 6 weeks. But he was supposed to be seen within a week. So he came to me, filled out the form, and I was able to get him in within the week's time that he needed to be seen. Because sometimes little details can pass other people by, but don't let that happen to you. If you feel as though you need assistance with a federal agency, I can help you, as she said, get your medals, get your records. I can help you with not just the VA, but I can also help you with any federal agency that you may need. If you need something from me, because I'm running out of cards, I'm so sorry. My number at my office is 941-676-9268. Please feel free to call me anytime. Come by and see me, but call me first because there are stairs and there's no elevator to my office right now. So for those of you who don't want to climb 2 flights of stairs, you might want to call me on the phone. We also offer something through our office is the Veteran History Project. If you are a veteran and you want to tell your story to be sent to the archives where it will stay in perpetuity, please call us. We would love to interview you. It will be a video interview, and it will be there for future generations to see what you went through, to hear about your stories, and to honor you. And I think that's all that I was going to say. I'm sorry. See. Anyway, thank you again. Please call me if you need me. I'm going to go sit over here for a little while if you need to come and see me and fill out a privacy statement so that I'll be able to assist you. I will look forward to meeting you.
Thank you, Darla. A lady to know. A lady to get to know. And don't be afraid. She's willing, she's just wanting to help you guys get whatever you deserve. Next up is the Florida Department of Veteran Affairs. His name is Don Anderson. I have loved this man for some 12 years now in all that he does. He is the claims specialist, and he serves the same purpose as a veteran service officer, a VSO, which many of those volunteers are in this post or in every organization around town that has to do with the military. But the difference is he's paid. He's paid by the state. He has to perform and perform right. So I just submitted a claim just a matter of about 2 weeks ago. He can help you submit claims. You guys, there's one thing I can't handle, and that's when you all say, yeah, I'm a veteran, but I don't want any benefits. Give them to somebody else. Well, but you deserve them. You worked for them. It's part of your benefit plan for working for the government. And he's going to go into detail about that. Don Anderson, FDVA.
We've been having this affair. My wife doesn't know. Bob, her husband, doesn't know. Now, we go back a long time now. In any case, State Veteran Service Officer, been doing it for 9 years. I'm honored to be here. If CJ calls, I come. I staff any of the events she does. And certainly it's great being in Post 103. I'm also here with my coworker, Denise Williams, a retired major from the U.S. Army. And we are here to give you our biased opinion. We encourage you to file claims. You don't know what the VA is going to say until you file a claim. You don't say, I don't want to do that. They're presumptive conditions. There's 3 major groups now. Marines from Lejeune, and he was exposed to Agent Orange, and any Gulf War vet. Huge. You automatically get health care. And you may get some money too if there's something wrong with you that's service connected. But that's what I'm saying. You don't sit back and say, oh, you know, it doesn't apply to me. It may very well. You have to ask the question. You have to ask the VA. VA does a very good job of researching your particular case. They're obligated to do that by law. And I'm obligated to do it because I really like what I'm doing. So I have plenty of cards over there. I cover all of the clinics, as I say, south of the bridge. So I'm in Bradenton, Sarasota, Sebring, Port Charlotte. They won't let me in Naples yet. They say there's no room down there. So what can I say? But certainly I'm available by email and certainly by walk-ins at all of the VA clinics in our region. So thank you very much for being here, and CJ, thank you for having me.
He can help you more than you realize. Next up, our DAR, as you see it on the program, and that stands for Daughters of the American Revolution. This group of women, in this case, they do have an SAR, which is Sons of the American Revolution. This particular group, they have heritage that goes back to the Revolutionary War. They're patriots, they're historians, and it's very interesting to be a member of DAR, and I'd be one of them. My 3rd great-grandfather fought in the Revolutionary War. Thank you, Mr. Carpenter. But I'm going to have them explain to you a little bit about what they do in their chapters and how they can help some of you men and women belong to this privileged organization. So first up, I'm going to have Susan Salick. Now I will tell you, there are DAR chapters all over the country, okay? And here in this local area, we have one here in Punta Gorda, and then we have one over in Port Charlotte. And Susan Salick, who is with the Punta Gorda chapter, is going to speak first.
Hi, I'm new to this public speaking for our chapter, so forgive me for reading a little bit. I'm a member of the Punta Gorda chapter. It's a Charlotte Bay chapter, but we feel that we have a sister chapter in the Port Charlotte chapter also. I am chairperson of our America 250 committee. My chapter used a grant that we received from our national headquarters to create a traveling display that we will take anywhere. If you would like a display that features the upcoming 250th anniversary of our country, contact one of us. We'd be happy to be there with it. Please take some time to look at our display in the room next door. So next year, 2026, we will be celebrating our semi-quincentennial. Thank you. Our semi-quincentennial. A lot of you, I'm sure most of you, except for that table, remember 1976, when everything was red, white, and blue, and the spirit of 76. My mother actually wallpapered our kitchen red, white, and blue in a farmhouse. It was lovely. But that was a big deal, and we're trying to make it just as important for next year. To break that down, semi-quincentennial, quint is 5, and centennial is 100. Semi means half, so it's half of 500. So we have an opportunity to celebrate and to reflect on our nation's history and all the contributions of all of our Americans. Preparations are now underway all around the country to celebrate. Each one of you has a chapter in the history book of our country. It may have begun in the earliest part of our country's beginnings, like most of the DAR members. I had my 5th great-grandfather was a patriot in the Revolutionary War. Maybe it was more recently. Maybe you or your parents came here from another country. We can all take pride in our ancestors' contribution, no matter what it is. I'd like you to take some time to encourage you and enjoy looking through any records that your family has and consider all those contributions. You may have a parent who contributed to the beginning of the chemical or digital age in the last century. You may have a great-grandparent who worked in a coal mine, a steel mill, or an industry that supported the Industrial Revolution. You may have a great-great-great-grandparent who was a farmer or a hunter who explored the Midwest. You may have an ancestor who actually fought for our country's independence 250 years ago. Consider the amazing parts of your family's chapter in our history book. I encourage you to look up your family history, find stories about your ancestors and write them down. Take pride in the legacy that they've contributed to, that you have contributed to. You can use the DAR's genealogical research system to trace your lineage back to the Patriots. If you're interested in using the research system, please stop by. We have some information at our table. We also plan to erect a bronze marker in Veterans Park in Punta Gorda next year to honor our veterans, our patriots from the Revolutionary War, and we are taking donations toward our bronze marker at the table in the room next door. Thank you so much for your time, and we welcome you to join us.
Okay, next up, we have the Port Charlotte chapter and Regent Lori Weissensee. Regent, that's equivalent to what he is in our chapter. So she is leading our group right now, and she's going to talk about the Port Charlotte chapter and what they do. Lori?
Thank you, CJ. Some things that I will be telling you are some things that CJ or Susan had mentioned, but they're all worth hearing 2 and 3 times. For 125 years, the Daughters of the American Revolution have carried the torch of patriotism. Love of country was the purpose. Ancestors who fought for freedom were the bond that connected women to unite and form an organization that honors heritage and work to ensure a bright future for our children. One of the focuses that the Daughters of the American Revolution really put a lot of effort into is educating our youth, sharing with them the respect of our flag, how to fold our flag, and what it means. We often support the 5th grade level education with pocket constitutions, as that might be the first time that our children hear about those words. Patriotism is the foundation of many DAR activities that take place in local communities all across our country. I will tell you that today is not the only place that Daughters of American Revolution can be found celebrating this day with local veterans. Our chapters are here today. Charlotte Bay, which CJ mentioned, is in Punta Gorda, Susan's chapter. And our chapter, Hickory Bluff, which is right over the bridge in Port Charlotte. We're sister chapters. We support each other, and we are the Port Charlotte chapter started from a group from Punta Gorda. Each chapter is a little different. Punta Gorda services and has a lunch event. The Port Charlotte has an evening event. So we try to help out anyone who would be interested in joining us. Today we bring gratitude to our Vietnam veterans and their families. We invite you to stop by and learn more about the Daughters of the American Revolution. And as Susan indicated, even the Sons of the American Revolution, we're more than happy to help you understand more about your family tree and the contributions that your family members potentially have given to this country that you may not even be aware of. When I first started down that road, it went like this. My grandmother told me. She told me that someone in our family had served. Now, that was back before we had computers. She did a lot of her work by visiting grave sites and taking pencils and etching over gravestones. Well, nowadays, we have so many things that are digitalized, but it might seem like a burden to access that information. That's what we are here to do and help you with. Our motto is God, home, and country. Thank you for your service. God bless everyone here today, and especially for those who could not be with us. We're proud to share in your events today, and we so much appreciate all your hospitality. Thank you, CJ. Thank you, everyone.
Well, Bobby and Doreen are packing up. They have some other events to do, and this lovely microphone is theirs. So we're going to make this quick and short because we'll have to go back to that one that you know. All right, honor flight. They are focusing on Vietnam veterans right now. Again, I'm going to say to every single one of you, go. Go to honor flight, register to go to Washington, D.C., and see the sites there. Let them honor you. You have to understand how honor flight works. There are hubs all over the country. If you're from Ohio, there's some in Ohio. There's one in Tampa. There's one here in Punta Gorda. There's one down in Naples. You know, just wherever you're local, that's probably the hub you'd want to go to. But you don't pay a dime. It is this country's privilege to donate to these organizations to treat you. You're deserving of it. The guardians that go with you, you get assigned a guardian. You get assigned a civilian that wants to pay it back, wants to treat you one-on-one all day long, be with you, be your companion. Do it. Get a hold of one of these organizations. The first one up is going to be the Southwest Florida Honor Flight, and Carolyn Lassie is going to tell you about their operation.
Okay, I am a volunteer with Southwest Florida Honor Flight. We cover 7 counties: Charlotte, DeSoto, Hardy, Henry, Highlands, Manatee, and Sarasota. So we have a lot of ground to cover. We're always looking for veterans to come on our flight. We do 2 flights a year. Right now we've been flying out of Punta Gorda Airport in the spring and the fall, and we are going to start flying out of Sarasota Bradenton Airport this fall. So our main mission is to thank you guys, you veterans, and come on the flight with us. We spend a lot of time all year round raising money so we can thank you. And it's very important to us that you let us do that. When I decided to become a volunteer, I've heard of Honor Flight, but it was like a distant thing because I wasn't a veteran, so it wasn't something that was in my world. And a friend of mine asked me one day, do you want to come and help with Southwest Florida Honor Flight for an orientation? I'm like, okay. They're like, we're just going to have them serve them breakfast. And I'm like, okay, I can do that. So I went and I met amazing people, all volunteers. The whole organization is volunteers. And they said, why don't you come to one of our hub meetings? You can be a volunteer. And the first one I went to was a week later, and they said, we're looking for volunteers to do the welcome home. I didn't know what that was, but I'm thinking, okay, I raised my hand. Raising my hand changed my world. Because they're like, you do it. I'm like, what? And they're like, you're it. I'm like, you don't even know me. What do you mean I'm it? And I'm like, I don't even know what welcome home is. And they're like, okay, well, we'll help you, but you're it. And some gentleman that was there came over and said, I know some bagpipers. And then I said, okay, got something. And then I had 2 weeks before the flight, and I ran around like a crazy person. I said, do you have a flyer? They're like, no. I'm like, okay, I gotta get a flyer. And I ran around and gave flyers to everybody I know to come out to the airport for a welcome home. And it was an amazing experience. Thank God the community showed up, because I didn't know who was coming. I was scared to death that nobody was coming. And the community came out to the airport, hundreds of people, and it was an amazing experience thanking our veterans when they came off the plane. A lot of them were Vietnam veterans who never had a welcome home before. And their faces was worth every minute I spent on it. That's why you can volunteer with us. We're always looking for volunteers. But it's a wonderful way to thank our veterans for what they have done for us. And it's important that the community comes out. You give them an amazing memory because it's an amazing day for them. And all you have to do is show up. That's all you have to do. A personal thing, my father went on a flight 2 years ago, and he took my nephew, who was 20 years veteran himself, retired, as his guardian, and they both served in the Air Force, so they've always had that connection. And it was one of the best days of my dad's life, to spend that day with his grandson, being honored. And it's something that everyone keeps with them, and we want to give that to you. So I want to thank you guys. We have a flight April 8th at Punta Gorda Airport, so I hope everybody comes out and honors our veterans. Thanks.
We have one more speaker, but I want to announce that this privileged microphone of Bobby and Doreen's, keep it. Anyway, they are playing May 16th. Did you say here?
Yeah.
Yeah. So y'all need to mark your calendars. May 16th, Bobby and Doreen, this is the place.
We're also singing at the Honor Flight.
Oh, they're singing at Honor Flight, yeah. Okay, our last speaker is the Honor Flight from Collier-Lee County. They're the ones down south. And the speaker is Charlotte County Judge Sean Lux, Air Force veteran.
Thank you. Okay, first of all, this area is Southwest Florida Honor Flight, but I can guarantee you that my wife Debbie and I will be at the airport Tuesday. It's amazing. All of you, please show up for that, okay? But the Honor Flight is an amazing program, and my wife Debbie and I, we were first exposed to it through a flight with the Southwest Florida Honor Flight back in 2012, which led us to starting another hub down in Naples, where we lived at the time. So over the last 12, 13 years now, it's been amazing. And one, it's an incredible honor to be here with all of you honoring our Vietnam veterans. That's number one. Number two, it's been an amazing transformation with Honor Flight, because when we first started this in 2013, 14, 15, it was 70% World War II veterans and a few Korean War veterans. And it stayed like that for a number of years, and now the last 3-4 years, at least for the Collier-Lee Honor Flight, it's been almost all Vietnam veterans. So it's just an amazing experience to finally be able to get to where we're able to honor our veterans, our Vietnam veterans, on every single flight. So if you know people that live down south, or you came up from down south to be here, talk to the Collier-Lee Honor Flight, of course Collier and Lee County. And of course, for this area, it's Southwest Florida Honor Flight. So April 8th, please come to the welcome home for Southwest Florida Honor Flight. Debbie and me will be there. But now, April 12th, Collier-Lee Honor Flight has its 28th mission, flying into Fort Myers Airport about 8:30. So you get a 2-for-1 here. You can come out Tuesday here in Punta Gorda, and then Saturday out to RSW. most amazing free parade you'll ever see, both places. So please, and help, we're here to honor you, but we want you to help us honor them also. Okay? Thank you, everyone.
Okay, we're gonna switch over to the other microphone. Gee, that sure has been nice. They can hear us. Good. Thank you all very much for allowing us to use your mic.
Always a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much.
Okay, we've got a ceremony. What did I say? I know, right? Okay. A special treat today, and this will keep you all in your seats and from going out the door. We are going to do the 50th anniversary pinning, led by Commander Eric Loyd and his assistants, John Dollinger and Charlie Morris. And then after our veterans are pinned, I have a little something for spouses. So sit tight, don't leave. I turn it over to Commander Eric Loyd and the 50th anniversary of the Vietnam War pinning ceremony.
Has everybody had a good day? Was the food wonderful or what? I'd like to also, again, thank the volunteers and thank the auxiliary for the desserts and their support. The auxiliary does a lot for our post. No post can make it without the auxiliary. And I want to thank the auxiliary for their support. At this time, I got a question. We had something else I would like to know. Is there anybody in this room that received a Purple Heart? If there is, please stand up. Is there anybody in this room? If there is anybody in this room that has received more than one Purple Heart, please remain standing, stand up. Is there anybody in this room that has received more than 2 Purple Hearts? Please remain standing. Anybody in this room got more than 3? Guys, thank you for your service. Thank you for your service. With a guy that has 3 Purple Hearts, with a guy that has 3 Purple Hearts, please stand up.
We're giving you a sign that says, I'm a veteran, my oath never expires.
I'm going to read something. You just got to hold this microphone a certain way, so forgive me.
You look like a singer.
Elvis. In 2012, the Department of Defense developed the 50th anniversary of the Vietnam War program as a tribute to those veterans who served during the 20-year period of war. In 2017, President Trump signed the Vietnam War Veterans Recognition Act March 29th each year as National Vietnam Veterans Day. Our nation's Vietnam War commemoration is an opportunity for all Americans to recognize, honor, and thank our Vietnam veterans and their families for their sacrifice and their service during one of the longest wars in our country's history. As a committed partner, VA joins nearly 10,000 organizations across the nation supporting the Department of Defense in the mission to honor and thank our Vietnam veterans. I encourage all VA leaders to either host ceremonies or participate in community events during the period March 25th through March 29th in 2018 to express our tremendous gratitude to this generation of warriors and their families. The commemoration recognizes all men and women who served on active duty in the U.S. Armed Forces during the United States involvement in the Vietnam War from November 1st, 1955 through May 7th, 1975. 9 million Americans, approximately 7.2 million living today, served during that period. The commemoration marks no distinction between veterans who served in country, in theater, or were stationed elsewhere during the 20 years. All answered the call to duty. Please receive this 50th commemorative label pin as an appreciation for your service and sacrifices to our country. As a nation recognized day, as a national recognized day, you will never be forgotten. If your packet contains a certificate, please place a certificate in your place set. Well, we're going to do it a little bit different. Don't worry about pulling out your certificate. At this time,
You're going to read the names. CJ. I got a rat on my hand.
TJ is going to call. We need 3 ranks, 3 lines here so we can do your official pinning.
Okay, we're going to be different. We're going to do it in alphabetical order. Okay, as I call your name, please come up and stand here in front so that we can all stare at what you wore today. Gary Dale Akins, Army, 6687. George Wesley Barnett, please hold your applause until the end. George Wesley Barnett, Army, 6775. Scott Allen Bell, Navy, 66 to 70. Stanley Bohr, Army, 6567. Peter Castanello, Air Force, 71 75. Marion Lee Clark, Air Force, 61 66. Robert Anthony Canetta, Army, 6769. Carl Durman, Air Force, 6872. Robert Dollar, Army, 6668. William James Edinger, Army, 6669. James Emmerich, Navy, 5662. Mike Emmons, Marine Corps, 6879. I'm married to a Marine. Michael Freitag, Army, 6970. Robert Garabee, Army, 6870. Michael Goff, Army, 7091. Samuel Hay, Marine Corps, 6971. George Johnston, Navy, 6591. Billy R. King, Navy, 6584. Frank Lazar, Air Force, 66 to 70. Donald Hart, Mueller, Air Force, 6869. Stanley Munson, Air Force, 66 to 70. Raymond Nash, Marine Corps. Hoorah. Sorry, I'm partial. 7274. Warren Niska, Navy, 6571. Gary Joseph Pontenberg, Navy, 7377. David John Roberts, Army. I'm sorry I don't have your years down, sir. John Joseph Brule, Air Force, 6875.
Gotta get up first.
Michael Sears, Marine Corps, 6769. Richard Allen Skinner, Army, 6185. Warren E. Smith, Army, 6669. John Tibbs, Marine Corps, 6771. Last but not least, Michael Stephen Young, Army, 7174.
CJ, is that all of them?
These gentlemen stated when they registered that they had never received the 50th anniversary commemorative pin. And
CJ, this is somebody.
if they didn't register, Don, we don't know that.
Okay.
All right, the post commander has given me an order. If anybody here, you didn't register and you never received a 50th anniversary pin, the government says 1 pin per veteran. If you've never received one, come up here and stand over here on the side. We're going to include you in this also. Boy, this sure shows the times. I don't see any ladies in this group. There it is. No, Denise, you snuck in there. We honor and thank you. Accept this commemorative pin as a token of the government's appreciation for your service in the Vietnam. These pins are no longer being dispersed, being manufactured or anything, so consider it a collector's pin. This is something to treasure and to pass on to your heritage. Gentlemen, begin the pinning ceremony. The Commemorative Partners program developed by the Department of Defense, in the distribution of these commemorative lapel pins, has placed upon us the requirement that these pins be presented in a public ceremony. They are not to be sold. They are not to be passed out like candy. They are not for you to take two and give one to your next door neighbor. They are reserved for veterans of the Vietnam War 55 through 75 and to be presented and honored in a public ceremony. So you all take this information and please pass it on, that these pins are not to be shoved in somebody's pocket that passes out 5 of them at a time unless it's done in a proper ceremony.
I am putting this aside for you. Charlie, this is better than doing it in the hospital. No, you didn't.
Just to encourage you all to stick around, some of the best door prizes are yet to be given. It was my intention, as I gathered donations for this event, if I had my way, I would give each and every one of you a prize. You deserve it.
At this time, would everybody stand and give our heroes a round of applause?
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. We honor you. Thank you for your service to our country, that I can sleep of a night in peace. You may be seated. As they are being seated, I would like to say, many of them had spouses
appreciate this, but I have 4 friends on the left panel of the wall downtown who aren't here for the.
Can we have their attention, please?
I just feel grateful.
And show equal respect for the women.
Everybody, please take your seat.
Being the wife of a Vietnam veteran has its challenges. Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? These women have put up with attitudes, PTSD, disabilities, many things that you guys don't think about. And the women stand behind you. And to that, Daughters of the American Revolution, we're going to present a spousal certificate. This is not done at many ceremonies, but this one's unique. And as I call your name, please stay in the order, it's in alphabetical order, and please come up here and form a line starting over there and come down here. And first on the list, Jan Brown. Next, Liz Canetta. Next, Janet Dees. Donna Dollar. Betty Jo Ettinger. Melanie Emmerich. Penny Farbach. Deanna Flanagan. Leslie Garabee. Beverly Harris. Carol Havel. Marilyn Hay. Chris Howard. Cheryl Hyman. Elizabeth Kelly. Sue King. Kathy Malin. Sue Misha. Wendy Mueller. Deborah Pontenberg. Linda Roberts. Lynn Rule. Carol Skinner. Carlene Tibbs. Larissa Walrath. Linda Young. I know what it's like to be a spouse of a Vietnam veteran. My husband and I sleep in separate beds because I got tired of him coming after me in the middle of the night thinking that I was attacking him or something. Oh, I didn't. That his nightmares, his talking in his sleep, his short temper. This is some of the things that these women deal with. And they deserve to be recognized. Give them a hand of applause. Now the question comes up. How many of you were married to your veteran while he was in the Nam? Please stand forward. Sue? Anybody else?
Bring us to the days. We were married 3 months to the day when he left.
The Commemorative Partners Program recognizes these women, and they have made a special pin for them. They are the ones that stayed at home by themselves, paid the bills, kept the household going, raised kids, and the worst part, they sat there at their door day by day praying that no uniformed man would come knocking on their door because they knew what that meant. So I give tribute to these two ladies. Thank them for what they went through out there. I cut through there. Anyway. Okay, well, Mayor Lux, if you will come up, we've got a drawing. Ladies, you can be seated. Thank you for what you've endured. We're going to have to find a drawing, and the information tables will be open.
Sea cadets, can you each grab a prize for me? Is everybody ready with their tickets again? This is from O'Reilly's again, and it's a wash and detail kit.
Attention, please.
The last four is 7632. Seven, 6, 3, 2.
We're going to read them twice.
7, 6, 3, 2. Will you find a winner? Nice try. 7, 6, 3, 2.
We're still on that one?
Well, he thought he had it, so.
Yeah, I thought twice and then move on.
Okay, the next one. Oh, it's done.
There you go.
Okay, next one is 7874. 7874, and this is a Vietnam veteran decal.
Say that again.
7874 was my last one. There we go.
Back there in the corner.
Okay, here's another Beef O'Brady's gift certificate. 7551. 7551. Oh, we got it. Okay, Jerry Green. Okay, I'm taking this one. Okay, this one is 7920. 79. Oh, we got it. Wow, thanks to O'Reilly's Auto Parts, these guys are next.
How did you know the answer to that question? Do you remember? How did you remember the answer to that question?
I learned that about 30 years ago by being a member of the Vietnam Vets Motorcycle Club.
Okay. Good job.
There was a flyer for the Sea Cadet Ball. The Sea Cadet Ball will be here next Saturday night. Please get your tickets. Commander, do you have something to say?
Hey, thank you guys very much. I'm Joey Alonso, retired Navy Chief Petty Officer. Came in about 10, 15 years after the gentlemen and women of the honor. I am very humbled to be the Sea Cadet Commander of these wonderful young men and women. We have twice as many. You know, the way kids are nowadays, they got busy schedules. So I'm thrilled to have these guys here and be able to honor you. For our event next week, I'll be honest, I was really nervous that they were going to expect me to lead everybody in dancing. But I got to give a shout out to my cadet hemline right there. If you don't mind standing up. There you go. So ladies, for $20 will be available next week for a private dance right here at the dance to the song of your choice. If you choose to come to our Sea Cadet Gala, golfeagledivision.org, you can get tickets. We are, this is all about training that next generation, and that's what we're doing. So thank you guys.
At this time, will everybody please rise? And salute. 2. We are dismissed. Thank you.